Hi, I'm Anushka. I'm the network manager for ESN the Netherlands. I'm 24 and I'm Malaysian Indian.
Well, hi, my name is Esme. I'm the Vice President and Secretary of ESN Wageningen. I am from originally the province. I'm originally from Nieuwegein, but I was not born there. I was actually born in Almere, but I only lived there for like a month of my life. So
My name is Hanyang. I'm from Poland. I'm 21 years old. I'm the current president of ESN Tilburg.
My name is Talha. I'm the president of ESN Twente. Whenever I introduce myself, as being born in Pakistan, but I was raised in Dubai.
My name is Mara Ilinka Tabushka. I am the PR manager of ESN. So I'm from Romania, and actually in my board I have another Romanian friend. She was the one who actually convinced me to join the board.
The network manager has a lot of different aspects to it. Partly it's managing the network, which means getting us new sections in new cities, giving ESN a chance to pop up in places that people may need it and it's not available.
the tasks I do most in my position are mostly secretary related. I manage the emails. I have access to the info email and the secretary email. So most of the emails from our partners and from the international national boards go through me, and then I either answer them myself or I forward them to my boardies.
So apart from like just doing purely formal job, I'm also responsible for throwing the best parties in the whole city. And yes, so far we are doing pretty good job. We are a very good team and we are keeping this place going, which I'm very grateful for and happy for.
As president, my main jobs and my main role is leadership and advocacy. On a local level, my job is to supervise my board and make sure everything's going well. Chairing weekly meetings with them, I have to lead the meetings and make sure that the meetings are productive and we have good action points by the end of each meeting.
As a PR manager, I have to keep track of the promotional side in online, which includes social media like Instagram or Facebook, also our professional website.
Well, when I moved to the Netherlands, I was 18. It was 2018. And I went to my first ESN event, which was ESN Leiden International Night at Einstein's. It was back then. And I met a friend of mine who later would become the president of ESN Leiden, I think.
I went on exchange last year. Yeah, they helped me make a lot of friends and they helped me feel connected, and that's kind of how I got into contact with ESN. I got excited for ESN basically, and then I saw there was a post about the board from my own university.
Oh, that's a very funny question because I used to be a member during my first year. During my second year of my studies, I didn't join at all. I collaborated once with ESN, and since then I had an idea, maybe I'll apply for to become a board member.
The reaction from my environment, it was very, very surprised. And I told them I was applying, like my parents told them I was applying. My friends, I don't think I really told them, just maybe like in conversation when we were having like parties or stuff. But my parents were very surprised. They were like, why would you want to do that? Huh? You're already busy as it is. Yeah, why not? Yeah, I think it was maybe a bit spontaneous for me because I've never done anything like this before. I think I fit this position well because there's a lot of personality traits in me, like maybe being a bit of a perfectionist, organized, I like to be efficient, that are just fit so well with this position.
My favorite part of being in the board is that basically I feel like my boardies are like a second family for me right now, and I feel very, very comfortable being surrounded by them and also creating events together and just basically giving a piece of ourselves like to others.
My favorite part about being in the board, I would say it's the social aspect and the opportunities I get for networking. Ever since I joined the ESN board, I've been traveling a lot. I've been meeting a lot more new people. I've been socializing a lot more because there's just that many more opportunities to do so.
My lovely board, I would say. I mean, I genuinely love my board and I love all of the active members who are contributing so much. Without them, I wouldn't enjoy it so much. And of course, we are going through a lot and sometimes it's very hard to put everybody on the same page. But I genuinely love my board and I love all of the active members who are contributing so much. And they are giving me a lot of strength, and this is for sure the main reason why I still keep going strong.
So I was really pushed into managing a team for the first time that I hadn't really had to do before, and it was a lot of stress and a lot of really good times. I learned a lot about how to communicate with the students, about what we can do for them, how to organize fun events for them, how to promote these events. I got to dip my hand into all of the little things that we did.
International students and Dutch students as well, and I think that feeling cannot be necessarily comprehended in words because it's just very fulfilling.
Especially with my role as president. Recently, I went to Edinburgh for WEC, the Western European Platform. It was an event, a training event with workshops that we had in Edinburgh, and I got to meet other ESN countries and ESN cities. It was just an incredible trip overall. Edinburgh is a beautiful city, but I just enjoyed the adventure and meeting new people and networking with them. I've gotten really close with my board as well. It's like we're a group of friends organizing activities together. I genuinely enjoy it a lot. I have a lot of fun.
The national board is kind of hard because we're not like a local board. We don't have an office. We all live in different cities. And so some of us live in Groningen, some of us live in Nijmegen, some of us live in Utrecht, Twente/Maastricht, and then Leiden as well, and then even Rotterdam. So meeting up can be hard, but surprisingly we see each other more often than I thought, which is a nice surprise. But I definitely think it's difficult because we always have to be at the events, and it's also the responsibility of us to be there for the local boardies. But doing that, juggling also the workload that we have as national board and making sure that all the stuff behind the scenes still gets done is also a lot.
Secretary-wise, my personality fits quite well. I like to keep me hands-on and have an overview of everything. But then the vice president side is also a bit more human relations, and I struggle sometimes with that. If they say something and there's no underlying message, then I overthink a bit. Is it really what they mean? Or I can interpret their intention as well as other people can.
The hardest part, making sure that everyone is on the same page for sure. As I have mentioned, I'm doing a lot of I would call it invisible job. I'm going for meetings, making sure that everything is up to date. Meanwhile, 2/3 of my board, they are mostly here and taking care of all of the stuff here in Karpenoktem. And sometimes it's very hard to make sure that everybody's on the same page.
The hardest part about being in the board is probably balancing my academics with my ESN life, and also the responsibility that comes with being in ESN, especially with my role as president. It's a lot of responsibility. I do have the most responsibility in the role, which is natural for the role itself. And I'm doing my bachelor's in mechanical engineering while at the same time doing ESN. So it can sometimes get pretty tough. It has recently gotten tough, but I was able to manage it. And I think going forward, I will have better time management. So I don't see it being too big of an issue.
Well, my goals for this year as a network manager, the main one is to at least get us up and running with getting a new section. So Curaçao has been a really big project that I'm working on, trying to get the University of Curaçao as a new section for ESN, the Netherlands. Of course, it's a very big undertaking, and it's going to take way more than just our years of work. It's going to be a long process, but I at least want to get that started. So that's one of the big goals that I have for this year. I also really want to improve how ESN the Netherlands goes to international events. I think there's a more efficient way to do it.
My main goals for this year, on a maybe non-personal level, for ESN, it would be great if I just saw through the activities that people are safe where they are, that they feel that they are in a place that they feel appreciated, and that they go back to their own countries with just an amazing memory, basically, of the place they've been, that they were able to immerse themselves and learn about other cultures. That they just had a valuable time here. If I get that feedback from members, that my year was already successful.
My main goals are to survive.
All right.
My main goals are to, for sure, keep ESN Tilburg as open as possible and to have good reputation, because we are the only big international association at our university. My personal goal is to make everybody included and to make them feel the gratitude later on. I mean, I would like them to notice our actual, not struggles, but like our actual efforts.
I think one of my main goals this year, and it's actually a goal for everyone who is part of our board, is that we want to put ESN Nijmegen on the map more. They think that ESN, because it stands for Erasmus Student Network, they think it's only meant for Erasmus students. ESN is not only about the exchange people, it's also like for genuinely every international student, every person who wants to meet new people and from all these different backgrounds.
What are my main goals this year? I do want to organize more large-scale projects with my board. They would still be at a local level, of most of them, but I do want them to be more large-scale, and the main purpose of that is just I want ESN Twente's presence in this city to increase. I want more people to know about us. Ideally, every international student in the city, international student that's coming into the city, should know about us and who we are, because they're our main target audience.
I have a lot of favorite memories this year. It was hard to choose a little bit between favorite memories, but definitely, yeah, some of our excursions, for example, our collaboration with ESN Nijmegen, going to Cologne the Christmas market, because we went with a lot of the board, and also the Western European platform. I really love doing that with Indiana, our activity coordinator. My biggest challenge was definitely finding a balance between ESN work and my life. I think I probably mentioned in the beginning as well that would be a challenge for me, and it has been, and it kind of still is, I would say. But I think this period I've actually made a bit of a big breakthrough, but I struggled a little bit. I put ESN first in a lot of things.
My biggest challenge this year was definitely trying to balance my private life / work life, because my quarter is like full-time indeed. So I spent hours every single day at the office, days, nights, and sometimes it's very hard to have like a proper balance here, to just either not overwork but also put enough effort that I'm also satisfied with it.
My biggest challenge this year, it was in the beginning to handle my student like workload, because like I'm a full-time student, but also like my tasks as the PR manager of the organization.
My biggest challenge this year was balancing everything in ESN with my studies and my personal life. That was probably the most difficult thing, because ESN is still a lot of work, and I personally have a lot of passion for ESN.
If I were to give my past self advice for whenever I was starting out this board year, I would probably tell her not to be too disappointed if everything you wanted to do doesn't happen, because there's going to be unforeseen circumstances in the year, and a lot of things happen that I didn't expect. MP3 I kind of knew was coming, that I was going to miss it, and I would also say that I am really, really proud of the sections, especially the local sections, because from what I've seen so far on the international level, I've seen everybody at WEP, and they were incredible. They represented us in the Netherlands so well. I think I definitely learned this year that we have to be really patient, and that not everything is going to work out the way we want them to.
Definitely a goal that I achieved this year is putting myself out there more, and just opening myself up for networking, and also just being more of a visible person somewhere. Definitely for members, I think if they think about the board, and then my face is definitely one of the faces that they'll, bring up. And also just not being as afraid to just step up and talk more to members and just talk to more people without, feeling like I'm awkward or anything. Just putting myself out there more also with presentations, and just being the person that gives presentations and the person that people put forward to actually do the presentations. Because at the beginning of the year, I wouldn't have imagined myself being that person, but I grew into being that person. So I'm really proud of that. The thing I'm most proud of this year is probably the amazing dynamic that my board has, and it didn't come naturally, but we have all just been so accepting of each other and our differences. Yeah, this year has been a roller coaster of emotions within the board, but we've achieved so much together, and I'm just almost proud of every activity we've done, because I can think of a lot of things that went well, but I can't think of a lot of things that really went wrong. So I'm really proud of that. It's it's hard to describe in words. Just knowing that you made someone cheer or that you helped someone create such lasting memories for life. Seeing them go and then not realizing that you actually made such a deep connection with them that you're really sad to see them leave. And yeah.
If I could give myself an advice at the beginning of my board year, I would definitely say be critical about the stuff that you are capable of doing and setting your own boundaries in the sense of like, okay, you want to help everybody, you want to be for everybody, but at the same time, if you give yourself unrealistic deadlines and unrealistic tasks to do, it will cause more inconvenience.
My biggest takeaway for this year is definitely all the people that I met at the end being in my board during our events, trips, and basically every single little detail that we put into our events to offer people like something to come back to here, either if it's like memories or like actually people. I think this is my biggest takeaway, like the impact that we did.
The first thing I would tell my past self is try not to do everything at once. Try not to do everything at once. Try to balance your priorities with the things you want to do. Obviously, don't give up on the things you want to do. You should still be doing them, but realize early on that balance is really important.
Yeah, I'm still enjoying my time as a network manager, especially between all of the EGM calls nowadays. It's 2 weeks before, I think, almost, and it's becoming more and more real. I definitely would say that there have been a few challenges this year. I think, honestly, I'm going through the biggest challenge right now, trying to figure out how to go home to India or Malaysia, but also leave my board. I'm already crying. I wasn't planning to cry like this early. But yeah, I've just been finding it really difficult, but I think it makes it harder that I have such a good board that I really don't want to leave. And the idea of having to do MP3 all the way from home is really not fun. I don't want to cry this in the documentary. But I will say that even though it is like one of the biggest challenges is leaving everybody, they're making it easier, but they're also making it harder because they're being super supportive. But that makes it a lot harder to leave.